Welcome, everybody. Come on into the group. We are live on marketing and conversion for Realtors for Leads. Come on in. Make sure we can still. There we go. Just want to make sure you guys can see me and hear me okay. If you would, as you come in, let me know where you are tuning in from. Also, what did you do fun for the 4th of July? We're in Destin, Florida, in our neighborhood. Actually, well, the little town that we're in, we're right outside of Destin. The little town that we're in actually shot off fireworks for the whole city. It was really nice. So we got to watch those. So tell me, did you shoot off fireworks at your house? Did you go out and see them somewhere? Do you not like fireworks? I know a lot of the puppies don't. I know there's a lot of little sad puppies. I saw on Facebook today, they were sad about the fireworks. I know it scares them. So as you come in, guys, just let me know. Where are you tuning in from? What'd you do fun this weekend? Maybe share a few tidbits about your real estate business. Are you obviously everyone's in a seller's market. What's your average home price in your market? We like to know these things. We actually do research on different markets. The average right now, it seems to be about 350 in most markets, but I've heard them as low as 180. So for those markets who are still down below 200, congratulations. You should be able to help a lot of first-time home buyers. But let us know what market you're in. What's your average home price? And we're going to let a few people come in. As you guys come in, if you're watching the replay, let me know. Let me know you're on the replay. And I'm going to be sharing my screen here with you guys. I'm going to try to keep up with comments. Notice the keyword try. Still working on that. I'm not one of those people that can pat my head and rub my belly at the same time. I start off real good and then it gets crazy. So I'm the same way with the comments. I can start off reading your comments and responding, but once I get into the presentation, it gets a little, like that. But Dwayne is on the other computer. He can answer any questions that you guys have as we go. He's really good about that. He's usually on my account since I'm actually over in his office. All right, looks like we've got quite a few people on. I will not keep you guys too long tonight. Obviously, this will be in the group later. We always post it back later.
Are you sharing it?
Not yet? Okay. Dwayne's asking, are you sharing your screen yet? I'm like, no. He messes me up more than I mess up myself. So for you guys who watched me before, I'm getting better at this. Yay, I'm seeing the comments. Woohoo! Hi, Eva. Yay, you made it today. Awesome. And Lisa, your average home is $225,000. That's awesome. So are you guys seeing your commissions getting sliced in your area? I know there's a lot of areas, and I'm just going to have a moment right here where we're waiting for a few more people to come on. They are slicing commissions. Now, I'm not saying it's a right or wrong thing to do. I know that there are instances where you do need to cut commission, especially if you're fighting against other agents who are trying to cut commission. Now, I've always been a firm believer. I'm worth 6%. I'm not cutting my commission for anybody, but there are instances throughout my 20 years as an agent where I did have to cut commission. So I get it, but I've seen some crazy things. Like I actually heard the other day that a listing agent took a listing for 2%, kept the 2% for herself, and then told the buyer's agent, get your commission from your buyer. What? Okay, so that's the world we're in. What crazy things have you guys experienced out there with commissions getting split? Go ahead and put that in the comments. Eva says that her average home price is $300,000. Hey, Patina, I'm so glad that you're on tonight. I just spoke with you earlier today. I hope hopefully you get some really good stuff off of this tonight. I've been actually working on this presentation for quite a bit. I wanted to make sure it was perfect. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. Let me make sure I'm in the right place here. Share screen. And I do not see. I'm just going to click here and see if that is where Dwayne put it. Okay, there it is. Okay, perfect. I almost had a moment. All right, we're going to start this from the beginning. So tonight we're going to be talking about how you can set yourself apart and get every appointment and listing. What to say to get the appointment, what to bring to the appointment, and what to say on the appointment to get the listing. So what do you guys think is harder? Getting the listing appointment, knowing what to bring to the listing appointment, or earning the listing? So it's actually several things that go into getting a listing. Obviously, we know to start with, you got to get a lead. You need a name, number, and a phone, email address, somebody to talk to that wants to sell their house. So there's a process involved with actually getting a listing appointment, and it starts from the moment you find out there's somebody that wants to sell their house. Now, some of you get sphere of influence. That's great. We know that sphere of influence is not measurable. You know, I remember there were some years where I got, 50% of my business was referrals, and other times, if I didn't work my leads, I wasn't getting paid. So knowing what to bring to the listing appointment, that's half the battle, right? Like, you can show up with a list of homes that have sold in the area. If they're buying another home, you can show up with a list of homes that are available. There's all kinds of things that you want to bring to the listing appointment, but sometimes knowing what to bring is half the battle. And then there's earning the listing. So we're going to go into this in detail tonight. Different people seem to have mixed opinions on which is harder. Now, all of the above that I just spoke about do require a certain skill set. So as an agent, if you have the right skill set, you can land 75% or more of the potential listings that come across your desk. So why do some agents seem to get more listings than others? They say that 20% of the agents do 80% of the business. So are they just greedy? No, they're not greedy. They just know what they're doing. They've done it long enough. They've tried things, they've tested things, and they know what works. And so Dwayne and I are in the top 5% of real estate agents. We've been doing this a day or two. We've been doing this for almost 20 years now. Were we in that top 5% when we got started? No, we were not, but we did quickly get there. And we've also taught a lot of other agents how to do the same. We're going to talk a little bit about that too. Now, are these top producing agents that good at selling homes, or have they mastered a different skill set? So the reality is, and anybody who's ever listed a home, especially in the last 2 to 3 years, the reality is if you post a home for sale on the MLS, most likely it is going to sell and sell quickly and for more than it listed for. That's just a reality in the market that we're in right now. But it hasn't always been this way. There was a time when there were more listings than there were buyers out looking. For some of you who've been in a business for more than 10 years, you know what I'm talking about. It was feast or famine. So what do these agents do different? Agents who sell more homes have 7 things in common. These are the 7 things that I've honed it down to, these 7 things that they have in common. Number 1, they understand that in order to be successful as an agent, they must master the art of marketing. Number 2, they know that they need to reach out to the potential customer quickly and by multiple methods until they reach them. Number 3, they recognize that they need to follow up even after they've spoken with the client about selling. Once is not enough. Number 4, they take action and either send something to the customer via mail, or they show up in person and hand deliver their call to action piece. Now, for those of you who are taking notes, don't panic. I know I'm going through these slides pretty quickly. Again, this will be in the group later, and you can watch the replay back later and hit pause and take notes and things like that. I'm also going to go into a little bit more detail about these slides here in a minute. Number 5, they show up on time and prepared. For those of you who watched my lives before, you know I'm a stickler on showing up and being prepared. You can't show up 5-10 minutes late and expect to get the business. That is almost a nail in the coffin if you show up late. Now, I understand things happen. You get into traffic, you blow a tire, something happens, right? Okay, so in those instances, don't just not go. I mean, at least attempt to recover from it. But I'm talking about people who are habitually late. You really want to work on building in a margin, especially when you're talking about something like a listing appointment. I mean, we're talking $10,000, $15,000 commission, especially if they're buying another house. So it's better to show up 10-15 minutes earlier than 5 to 10 minutes late. So be on time. I can't express that enough. My agents in the past, we ran brokerages throughout the years. Half of them don't show up on time, and then they wonder why they're not getting the listings. So there you go. Number 6, they are confident. These agents that get the listings, they are confident in their abilities to perform what they promise the seller. They're not wondering, if I take this listing, will I get it sold? They're not looking around the house thinking, this color scheme, I don't know if this is going to sell. They know that if they walk into that appointment, whatever they tell that client, they're confident, and it comes across to that client. Number 7, they ask for the business. I'm really going to talk about this in detail later, so hang in there. So if you like what you're hearing so far, and you're going to hear this a lot from me, and you'd like to get more information on a system that gives you all the ad copy and images to attract listing clients, then comment "show me" in the comments. You can type that at any time throughout this presentation, and we'll have a member of our team reach out. This is not a sales presentation. It is not a sales call. It is just a 15-minute chat with a member of our team, just to find out where you are in your real estate business currently, and to find out if you're a good fit and if we can help you. And then we can talk to you more about that. Just type "show me" if you'd like to get scheduled for that call. Now, how do they do it? How do these agents do it? I'm about to spill the beans, because I'm one of them. I know what it takes. Number 1, you gotta master the art of marketing. Now, I know when you went to real estate school, nowhere in your mind was you thinking, I should get a marketing degree, or I really need to market myself. Of course, you probably thought about billboards and flyers and, cute little crafted emails and things you can send out to the people that you knew in your sphere of influence. You thought about getting business cards, things like that. That's not what I'm talking about. That is a part of marketing, but it is not marketing. There are things that you have to do to market yourself. And top producing agents have mastered the art of doing this. They know what it takes to make money and the effort to get business. So while companies like Zillow, Realtor.com, Boomtown, they may provide viable leads, there is a better, more exclusive, and affordable way to get business. Trust me, we have figured it out. Now, push marketing versus attraction marketing. If you've ever heard of this before, go ahead and type in the comments, yes, I've heard this, some variation of that. Push marketing versus attraction marketing. So would you rather have customers chasing you, or do you want to chase them? Because nobody likes to come across salesy or like a telemarketer. So what if you could have potential customers pre-screen themselves through automation and choose a time to book on your calendar to speak with you? Now let me dig a little deeper there. Automation kicks out all the tire kickers, all the looky-loos, all the people who have bad credit, all the people who are not buying or selling in the next 3 to 6 months, kicks them out, narrows it down to a select few that say, yes, I want to buy or sell real estate in the next 6 months. Yes, I have good credit. No, I'm not working with a realtor. And they book themselves on your calendar. Wouldn't that make your life easier? What if you could do this consistently every month and get 40 to 50 clients booking themselves and it didn't cost you a penny? I mean, wouldn't that be life-changing? Well, that's exactly what we teach you to do. If you'd like to learn more about how this works, then comment calendar, because we're going to help you get these people on your calendar. So if you're not already taking advantage of our course and everything that we have to offer, and you want to learn how to get more people on your calendar, then go ahead and type calendar. And again, we'll have a member of our team reach out to you for a 15-minute Zoom chat. It is not a sales call, it's just to see if you're a good fit. Number 2, reach out to potential customers quickly. So top producing agents know the power of reaching out to a potential client quickly. They understand the power of a good contact management system, because the reality is, if you're going to get 40 to 50 clients a month that jump on your calendar, 6 months later, you're trying to juggle 300 leads. You're not going to remember who you're supposed to follow up with. Now, there are lots of good programs out there, but don't forget the power of a good old-fashioned phone call. The agents who get the most business are actually on the phones. They're not afraid to call. They jump on the phone as soon as they get the leads, contact info, or, obviously if they're jumping on your calendar, they show up, they take the call. I've actually had people not show up. I'm like, really? We taught you how to get leads on your calendar and then you didn't take the call. They were literally sitting there waiting for your call. So crazy. You've got to make the phone call. You can't be afraid of the phones. You're a real estate agent. This is what you do. Now, these top producing agents also know that other agents are competing for the client's business, and they know that they need to be the first one to connect with that client. They might fill out a form with you, but that doesn't mean they're not filling out a form on another site, because a lot of people do go to Zillow and these other sites and they're filling out a form. But not everybody, not all those agents are reaching out to them. So you just got to be the first one. That's it, the first one. There's lots of good CRMs out there. There are expensive CRMs. There's costly CRMs with tons of bells and whistles and everything in between. While we are big believers in using a contact management system, we don't offer one. That's not what we do. We do not offer a contact management system. We know where our strengths lie, and that is with teaching others how to get leads organically using social media. Now, our favorite CRM is Follow Up Boss. It's simple, it's effective, and it's affordable. And the best part is that you can zap your leads that you get from using our methods into Follow Up Boss using Zapier. If you don't know how to use Zapier, don't worry about that. We can teach you. We have a module in our course that teaches you how to do that. Follow Up Boss is not the only CRM out there that you can zap your leads into. Just basically, if they integrate with Zapier, you can get your leads over there from us. Now, number 3, these top producing agents that get all the listings, they recognize the need for follow-up. Now, the money is made in the follow-up. There's lots of agents that'll call one time and they don't get an answer. And what do? They make a fatal mistake. They leave a voicemail. Stop leaving voicemails. You don't want to clue them in who you are. Don't tell them who you are. Don't do your pitch in a voicemail. Call them back. Sometimes people text, that's okay. But I usually like to reserve those follow-up pieces till after I've had the conversation with them. You want to get them on the phone. You want to have a conversation. And if you're not following up with clients at least 6 times, then you're most likely not going to get that business. You can have an amazing conversation on the first call, but if you do not follow up, someone else is going to swoop in and take that business. So a good CRM is going to give you calendar reminders and will keep you on point with that follow-up. Now, we do offer follow-up scripts for our students to use when making follow-up calls. We also provide drip campaigns for email marketing, but messenger, text, and calling really do get the best results. We provide all of these scripts to our students in our course, plus we offer a messenger bot that works like a personal assistant, pre-qualifying your clients. Our students and our clients love the bot. The bot is amazing. Number 4, these top producing agents take action. Most successful listing agents know how crucial it is to get a face-to-face meeting with a potential seller. They also understand how important it is to get a comparative market analysis in their hands. They either mail them something or they show up in person and hand deliver their call to action piece. Now, a good call to action piece is going to include the home's value, the more personable, the better, the best time to sell, and a list of potential homes for them to consider buying if they're staying in the area and buying another property. But most importantly, a secret covert piece that will ensure they always keep you top of mind and call you when they're ready to list. Now, you got to take massive, immediate action to get more business. So the first step is to get a face-to-face meeting with potential sellers. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And that can't happen if you're not in person with them. If they've never met you, how can they know if they like you or trust you? So there's 2 ways to make this happen. Number 1, which is a little bit less aggressive for those passive aggressive agents and those who are slightly introvert. Number 1, you can personally ask them when you call them, hey, can I stop by and drop off a comparative market analysis for you? Now, for those of you who are new and you've never done a listing, a comparative market analysis is basically just your MLS printout of what the home is worth. You've went through and you found the other properties that are similar in size and area, square footage, and got, a generalization about the price. So that's a comparative market analysis. Each MLS is different. So it's going to kind of spit that out different. And some of them may even call it something different. We just call it CMA. And so for those who are watching, what do they call it in your market? Do they call it a comparative market analysis? Most agents that I've talked to, that's what they call it. Now, number 2, you could stop by unannounced and drop off a comparative market analysis. Now, this was my preferred method. Because, if you ask for permission and they say no, well, there you go. You just lost your opportunity. And 50% of the people, they're going to say something like, well, not really sure when I'm going to be home. Might be home this weekend. I don't really know. I can't tell you a good time. They hammer. They're not going to really just say, oh, yeah, sure. Come on by. Be here Friday at 2. And some of them who bought a house before are going to say, well, can you mail it to me? This is not going to accomplish your goal of getting in front of them. You've got to get in front of them. Now, you want to do this with kid gloves. Now, I did a training back at the beginning of the year. You can go back and find it. It was a great training on how to deliver a piece to the door. It's called door knocking. Now, I'm not talking about old school door knocking where you're cold calling. These are people that actually fill out a form and they wanted to talk to you about listing their home. So they know who you are. You've already had a conversation with them and you're just showing up unannounced with a gift. And like I said, I did a training earlier this year. I went into great detail on what that looks like from start to finish, the gift bag, what's in the gift bag. I gave out lots of links and the deliverables and the printout and everything. So go back and find that. If you can't find it, it's usually under media. I think it could be also under files in the group. And so just go up there and look for it. And that's gonna be a great resource for you. Now, a good call to action piece is going to include a secret covert piece that's going to ensure they call you to list. Now, I actually gave out the link for that in that training. You're going to want to go back and watch that. This is a piece that they're never going to throw away. So if you'd like to know more about what that covert piece is, go ahead and comment covert, and we'll see if we can't find that training for you, make it easy for you to find. Love to tell you more about that. It's something that I've used for years. I'm talking like probably 15 years, if not longer. And it gets me the listing literally every single time. And it costs less than $1. So you're going to want that. Number 5, show up on time and be prepared. Those who wing it often miss the most important pieces, the data. While some clients may like your carefree wing it style, for those of you who are like that, most people want to see the data on the homes that have sold in their area. They want to see your credentials, and they also want to know that you're going to help them make this move as smooth as possible. It's a good idea to have a list of vendors that you use, your past sales, the neighborhood data, new homes that are available, plus much more. And now that's just, you're just wanting to wow them. But the real goal here is to show them that you're the right agent for them. Now, for those of you who are new and you've never listed a home before, don't let this scare you. I had to list my first home at some point, right? Obviously, way back when I listed my first home, there was a process. There were, the seller asked me questions. And one of the questions that the seller asked me was, how many homes have you sold? Now, you got a couple options here. You can be honest with her or him and say, you would be my first client. That typically makes people feel a little uncomfortable, because now all of a sudden they're like, whoa, I don't know. Can she sell my house? I don't know. You can go that route. Another option is to say, you know what? Our brokerage has sold over however many homes it is, and you're actually signing a listing agreement with my brokerage. So you don't just have me, you have everyone on the team available, because they do. She can call your office and talk to your broker, the secretary, anybody in the office that's an employee, that's part of the team, right? You're not fibbing here, because when you take a listing, it's not really your listing, it's your broker's listing. So it's okay to say that. Our brokerage has been around for 10 years. And that is why, or however many years, know your stuff, know how you're going to answer this question if you get it. So don't be afraid for all of those new agents or those who've only sold a few to answer this question this way. Now, I'm going to tell you how I answered it. And this is just because she put me on the spot and I didn't know what else to say. So she actually said to me, so how long have you been an agent? And I said, I've been an agent a day or two. And I just looked at her. And she's like, oh, okay. And she laughed. And then you just kind of keep going. It's funny. It's the truth. You've been an agent a day or two, right? A lot of people think when you say that, though, they're thinking, oh, she's been around a while. Well, you didn't really mean it that way. You've only been an agent a day or two, right? You can't help it how they took it. So there's lots of ways to handle that question. And oftentimes they don't even ask. Truth be told, a lot of times they don't ask. And if you're a new agent and they ask you how long you've been in business and they realize that this is your first listing and they don't want to use you as their agent, that's okay too. You'll get the next one. So don't let that discourage you. Don't let being a new agent and never having listed a home stop you from trying to get a listing, because you've got to get that first one under your belt. And then once you get the first one under your belt and somebody asks you that question, you could say, you know what, that's a good question. I'm fairly new to listing, but let me tell you what I did with my first listing. My first listing, I sold it in 12 hours. We went 30,000 over list price. Boom. Now they're like, well, she's a good agent. And they don't care that you haven't sold 50 houses. You've got that one. And then when you get that second one, now you got another story, and you just keep adding to it. Now, occasionally you're going to get somebody that really pries deep. It's so rare that you don't even have to worry about it, but you still need to know what to say when they ask these questions. So think ahead how you're going to handle those questions. Now, a professional presentation goes a long way to getting a listing. The more professional, the better. It's easy for an agent just to print the data off the MLS and staple a bunch of pages together and show up to a listing presentation. But in most cases, we're talking about a $10,000 or more commission, and you need every advantage possible. Now, if you've got a laptop, it's always going to look better if you're going to do a presentation on your laptop, because we have these for our students. They're actually customizable. And it's basically a PowerPoint similar to what I'm showing you tonight. Very professional, very well done, a listing presentation that you can customize. So you're going to look like a rock star. We actually offer these to our students. So if you'd like to learn how you can get templates like these and more, comment template. Now, number 6, be confident. You know, most people can tell when you lack confidence. You may be new to listing. Like I said earlier, you might be a little nervous. That's okay. If you show up on time and you're prepared and you put your best foot forward, they're usually going to overlook any nerves that you've brought with you. You know, a lot of people think that, you know, Dwayne and I, we've been in front of the camera for years. We've been doing these lives for years. We've been training. You know, we've been on stage in front of hundreds of people. They think, oh, you guys are naturals. I bet you guys don't even get nervous anymore. The reality is I get nervous every single time. Every single time. I don't care how many listing appointments I run. I don't care how many clients I talk to. I don't care how many conferences or videos that I do. I still get nervous. But guys, if you're confident and you know what you're talking about and you feel good about what you're saying and you know you can do it, you're not just making things up, pulling it out of your head, that's going to come through. And even if you are a little bit nervous, they're not even going to pay attention to that because they're listening to what you're saying and they see that you're confident. So you've got to convey that. Every listing agent had to start somewhere. Remember that. And so you've got to be confident with that. Now, confidence is not being perfect or being the best. It's knowing that you can get the desired result. That's it. That's all they care about. Can you get me the result? That's it. So to gain confidence, you need to work your trade. You need to master the skill set. And the more you do it, the better you'll get and the more confident you'll get. They call it myelin. Every time you do something, you're sending these veins in your veins and your nervous system is building what they call myelin. And the more you do it, the better you get. Like driving. You're driving down the road. The first couple of times you drove your car after getting your license, you were probably pretty like, oh, I don't know. But within a few months, you're over here like driving with one hand, trying to eat a burger, taking a phone call. You're not even thinking about it. Now, I do not recommend that, but that's the life of a realtor, right? So you get confident the more you do something. So that's basically all I've got to say about that. And that is going to convey. Now, if you like what you're hearing so far, and you want to get more information on a system that gives you all the ad copy and images to attract more listing clients, then comment, show me, and I'll have a member of my team reach out to you for a 15-minute Zoom chat. It's absolutely free. It's not a sales call. It's just to get to know you a little bit better, find out where you are in your business, where you want to be, and to see if we can help you. Number 7, you want to ask for the business. There are several ways to ask for the business. If you do not ask for the business, you are wasting your time and energy. Seriously. If you show up to a presentation and you put your best foot forward and you spent hours preparing for this and they love you and you just know you got that listing, you're not getting it if you don't ask for it. You cannot assume that they want to do business with you. You have to ask them to do business with you. It would be like going in for surgery without actually having the surgery. You wouldn't want to go through all the hassle of driving to the hospital, filling out the paperwork, getting into a gown. You know, we hate those things, right? Getting an IV put in your arm, having the nurse take your vitals and explain the whole surgery process, and then not have the surgery. Like, what would be the point? Seriously. It's the same with the listing presentation. If you show up, go through all of your services and the data, and then don't ask for the business, you're actually leaving the client hanging with no next steps. Like, you can't expect them to take that step to you. You can't expect them to say, well, great, we love everything you said today. You got a listing agreement? Can we get that signed? That's not going to happen. You've got to ask for the business. Now, it's simple to ask for the business. There's several ways to do it. I'm going to give you just a few simple examples for sake of time. Here's a perfect example. Mr. Jones, can I earn your business today? That is what you call an assumptive close. Then you've got Mrs. Smith, when should I bring the sign and lockbox by? That's an assumptive close. Or you can ask permission. I'd love to get your home listed on the MLS and find you a buyer if that's okay. Do what works for you. Everybody's personality is different. Just do not leave the listing appointment unless you've asked for the business. I know it's nerve-wracking. It's almost like going on your first date and asking the person, hey, you want to go out again? It's like, what if they say no, right? But what's the point? What's the point of going on the listing appointment or the date or going to the hospital for the surgery if you don't complete the process, if you don't bring the circle to a close? And that's what closing is. You're completing the circle in the sales process. And we actually offer training in our course on the different types of closing techniques and what to say to actually close the deal. There's actual psychology behind it. There's a lot of psychology behind sales. And if you didn't realize before this moment that as a real estate agent, you are in sales, I'm here to tell you, you're a salesperson. Own it. I mean, don't take it the wrong way. I'm not saying you're a used car salesman. I'm not saying you're selling snake oil. You're selling a house. You're selling dreams. So you are a salesperson. And so what better way to learn how to sell than from experienced salespeople? That's what Dwayne and I are. We've been in sales for more than 20 years. We didn't just jump into real estate straight out of high school and crush it. No, we were in sales for many years before we ever even became realtors. And then we applied what we learned, and then we learned more. We went to conferences, we read books, we attended seminars, we went to everything available for realtors and business owners and salespeople because we wanted to be the best. And that is what we bring to you. We show you everything. We don't hold anything back. We teach you everything that we have learned over the last 20 some years. So you're getting over 40 years experience between the two of us, not counting our team. Now, if you like what you're hearing and you want to learn more, you want to learn how to get a system that gives you all the ad copy and the images to attract more listing clients, then comment "show me" in the comment section. Now, I'd like to leave you with one final tip on how to win the listing every time. It's super simple. You got to get the client dreaming and talking about themselves. It is a proven fact that most people think about themselves 95% of the time. If you can get them talking about their hopes, goals, and dreams, they will be drawn to you. They just want to be heard and understood. You know, take the time to listen to them, even if it's about their dog or their grandkids or that business that they've always dreamed of starting. You know, sometimes selling their house is a step towards these things. Maybe they're wanting a bigger yard for their dog. Maybe they're wanting to move to Florida to be closer to their grandkids. Maybe they want to sell the big house that they've got equity in, go buy a smaller house so they can take the equity and buy and start that business. There's a reason why they're selling their house. And sometimes it is tied to their dreams. So get them talking, ask them questions, get them dreaming. If they know that you care, then they're going to feel like they can trust you with the next steps in their life. So finally, guys, if you like what you've heard tonight and you've gained value from this, imagine what you can get through our course. You know, we don't just give you a course and hope that you are successful. We actually coach you along the way. We've helped hundreds of agents take their business to the next level, and we'd love to just have a conversation with you. Now, we don't accept everybody, so we would like to go ahead and get you on that 15-minute call first to see if you qualify. We're just going to ask you a couple questions, tell you a little bit about us to see if you'd like to find out more. So if you'd like to know more about what we offer, go ahead and type "show me" in the comments. It is not a sales call. It's just a 15-minute Zoom chat to see if you are somebody that we can help and that we'd like to work with. Guys, thank you for watching tonight. I know it was short and sweet, but with the 4th of July weekend and all that pie and hot dogs we've ate, we don't have time to sit here and watch long videos, right? So guys, if you're watching the replay, type replay. We'd love to hear from you. Again, at any time, you can go back and watch this video in the group, take notes. And I hope you guys enjoyed it tonight. I'm actually going to take back my screen. I can figure out how to enlarge this. And then guys, just if you have any questions at any time, you can always go in the group and ask questions. Dwayne and I, we monitor the group pretty regular. We have other team members that are in there as well. Michelle, Zach, Haley. We'd love to answer any questions that you have. And that's pretty much it for tonight. I will go back to these comments here in a little bit and see if there's any questions that didn't get answered. I know Dwayne was supposed to be on here answering questions. So if there's any questions that didn't get answered, I'll get back to you guys shortly. And thanks again for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.